Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today with Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 54. Ditch the chicks. Ditch the chicks. So, honestly, if I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid C plus. The season so far, I'm actually enjoying it, even though these bitches are delusional AF. But I would give this season in general a solid B plus. So let's hop right into this episode. Ditch the chicks, episode 54. So first, we start off with Kate, Hunter, and Kaylee. Delusional number one and delusional number two. I'm sorry because a hunter is pulling the wool over both of their eyes, and yeah. So we start off with a hunter breaking the news to Kate that he has not stopped talking to the right a prisoner woman. Okay, he still has two that he talks to, but he was just calling to tell her um that he knows that he lied about it, but he's coming clean because he doesn't want to lie to her. And I'm like, wait a second, that makes no fucking sense. He's talking in circles right now. So Kate's really upset about this whole thing, and she's out having wine with her friends, so her friends are like listening to this conversation like, what in the actual fuck. But and Kate's like, how do I know that I'm just, you're not treating me like you're treating them? Like, I'm here on your roster too. How do I know that you're not feeding me a line of bullshit, Hunter? And he's like, I love you, but you were the one that signed me up for this. Listen, I'm not blaming you for it, but you had your hand in it. And you know something? He's right though. He's right. And if I hear him say one more time that he loves Kate, but when he talks to Kaylee, it's like real. I'm gonna vomit in my mouth. Okay, this guy. I'm sorry. He's a player, obviously. I don't really think he's that good looking. I know there's a lot of women swooning over him. I see like in the Facebook groups and on Reddit, people think he's really good looking. I don't particularly think he's that good looking, but he must be charming as fuck. Okay, because he has these two women who live 10 miles apart. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, Kay's having this conversation with him, and she's getting more and more pissed off by the minute. Okay, her friends are listening, fucking sipping their drinks, like, "Ooh, what's going on over here?" Okay, so Kate's like, you know something, motherfucker, you just might not have a place to come home to because you just might not come home to me. Click. Her friends are like, oh shit, did she hang up on him? She's like, more wine, please. So the next scene, she's horse riding. Okay, she's a horse rider. She loves riding horses. That's her peaceful place. Okay, so Hunter calls and he's all like, I'm sorry. I didn't like the way our conversation ended last night. You know, you're my wife. You're the only one that I want to have my life with. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. That's it. I cut it off. It's done. It's just me and you until I get home. That's it. And she's like, I have to take what he's saying at face value because really, what choice do I have? Well, I guess you're right about that, Kate. But 10 miles away, 10 miles. I can't believe this. I mean, at least with the Michael, Sarah, and Megan thruple thing that was going on, Sarah and Megan were in two different states. So, like, I don't even get this. Okay, anyway. So, Kaylee gets a call from her fiance Hunter, and she's all like, "Hi, honey, I have something really good to tell you. I went wedding dress shopping today." He like proposed to her like what, 48 hours before that. "I went wedding dress shopping today and I didn't find a dress, but guess what, honey? I found a ring." I'm sorry, this bitch is delusional AF. Okay. Hunter is only into her because she does all the freaky stuff on the video visits, which we're going to get into that in a second. Rated M for melons. Anyway, if I hear him say that she is his twin flame one more time, I'm going to projectile vomit at the TV. Okay? Like, dude, please, you are so fucking full of yourself. So he tells Kaylee that his release date is going to be delayed 30 to 60 days because of the trouble that he got into during their little sexy video call time. Like Kaylee says, the first video call was rated M for melons. Okay, she showed the boobage, a little bit of the bottom. The second video call could be considered a mini porno. So they are not allowed video visits nor in person visits. Okay. And he got 30 to 60 days added onto his time. So now she's crying. She's crying. She's like, I wouldn't recommend this. This was not a good idea. This was not worth it. And now she's crying. So yeah. That's where we leave off with them. Delusional, and player. And the Love After Lockup official WeTV site put up a poll to the gram. Okay. And 57% think that he's going to wind up with Kaylee. 43% think he's going to wind up with Kate. Kate posted these pictures the week that Love During Lockup, the week of the season premiere. It does look like that him and Kate were together. These could be old pictures or all we know. But she says, "Let's go, baby." Release week. Release as in release, from prison. Release of Love During Lockup. I'm leaning towards release of Love During Lockup. But hey, who the heck knows? Maybe the twist this season is both of them tell him to go fuck himself. Who knows? So moving on, we have Sam and Krystal. And Sam is the only one that can make me want to reach through the TV, hug, and slap him at the same time. So he is hungover AF. And Krystal calls him. She's like, "Good morning, honey." He's like, "Ugh." And she's like, "You drank that much?" So I just have a quick question. What the fuck is stuck in the back of the couch there? Do you guys see that white thing on the left side of the back of the couch? What the fuck is that? Is that a needle? Sam, what the hell is going on? So, anyway, um, Krystal apologizes for being a bitch to him, okay? And she's like, "I know I have to work on my anger, but I love you, honey. I'm sorry." So, Cameron is leaving today, and Sam is going to go on a visit. Hungover AF. He's going to drive 3 hours to visit Krystal. He looks forward to their visits. He gets to see her about once or twice a month, okay? And Rita was supposed to go with him, but he got a text early in the morning from Rita that she wasn't going to go. So Krystal's like, "I've been trying to call her and she's not answering her phone, and this is not like Rita not to answer her phone." So Krystal, she says that the hardest thing for her being in prison is not being able to be there for her grandmother. So she had a really drug fueled, toxic childhood with her parents. So her grandmother stepped in and raised her basically. So that's why she asked Sam to move to Texas to, kind of keep an eye out for her and stuff. So she asked Sam, would you stop by and make sure Rita's okay before you come to see me? And he's like, honey, but that's 30 minutes out of my way. And she's like, please, I'm going to be so worried and whatever. So he agrees. And like Cameron says, it could possibly be because he has a savior complex, aka the Captain Save a Hole syndrome. But I want to believe, that Sam truly loves Krystal. Okay. And somehow I okay, guys. This is what I want to believe that will turn out for Sam, but most likely it's not going to. Krystal gets parole next year. She comes out. They manage to work through her jealousy issues, and they live happily ever after. But you and I both know that that most likely is not going to happen. So Cameron is absolutely right. He has a savior, Captain Saberhole complex, and he's driving out to Rita's now, and he's getting really, really frustrated, okay? Because, this is cutting into his time. He doesn't want to be late. He doesn't want to miss his visit with Krystal. And Crystal's like, I know, I'm sorry, honey. I know this puts a real big burden on you. So now my question is, if Sam has this big responsibility of taking care of Rita and checking in on her and blah, 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 why doesn't he have a key? Why doesn't he know where an extra hidden key is hidden? Like, what the fuck? So he's there banging on the door, Rita, Rita, Rita. Of course, she's not answering because she doesn't want to go visit. Okay. So Sam is getting more and more frustrated. He is like, ugh, my whole life revolves around Krystal and Rita, and I just hope that they see the sacrifice that I'm making. Meanwhile, Krystal is like, my biggest fear is that, Rita's gonna pass away before I get home. And Sam is like, that's why, you need to concentrate about your parole next year. So, Krystal basically says that Sam is her security blanket. He's a very frazzled security blanket, but he's her security blanket. She's never had something like that before. But him and his little lies, or medium lies, or big lies, okay? So last year, he told her that he hired a lawyer for her parole. And it turned out that he didn't. She waited months and months and months to hear from this lawyer, and he didn't hire the lawyer. Now he hired the lawyer, but he lied to her about it originally. Just like he lied to her about the fridge. His lies, if this keeps up, going to destroy her trust. So, Sam, on the other hand, doesn't think that Krystal and Rita truly see and understand the sacrifices that he has made and still continue to make for them. And like I said, he is the only one that can make me want to reach through my TV, hug, and smack the fuck out of. So, um, Krystal eventually gets a hold of Rita. She's just sick. She has a bad cold. Apparently, the cold, has her ears stuffed that she couldn't hear, Sam banging on the door like a lunatic or whatever. And she couldn't answer her phone. But she's okay. She's just in bed. She didn't get any sleep. And now Sam is 5 minutes late for his visit. Will he get in to see Krystal? Dun, 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 dun. We shall see next week. So now we finally get to meet the final couple. And oh boy. Okay, introducing MJ and Willie. MJ is Tongan, okay? And she met her sexy Tongan man Willie at a party. Something like, I don't know, her sister is married to his cousin. I don't know. So she walked into a party. She saw her sexy Tongan man. This was after her divorce. She was married for 13 years. And she saw him, and it was like love at first sight. And then he went to jail, and then he called her from jail, and she was like, "What do you want?" And then they started talking because she figured, he could be somebody that she could vent to after her 13-year marriage. Um, this is her and her ex husband, Ami. So when she moved to California from Utah after her divorce, it was really hard on her because she comes from a big family, as you can see here. Her family is so big that her father has 36 kids. And yep, you heard me right. 36 kids. And she's the black sheep though. Okay? So it was really hard when she moved to California, and Willie has been there for her. So it's her birthday. She's going out with her friends. I mean, she's going out with her cousins. I'm sorry, she's going out with her cousins, and her cousin that she was on a hike with in the beginning of the episode um was like, "Oh, you want to do a shot?" And she was like, "No, I'm not going to do a shot because I don't drink anymore." And her cousin was like, "What do you mean you don't drink anymore?" And she was like, "I quit drinking." Why? Because of the DUI last year. We'll get into that in a second. So MJ has been drinking since she was 13 years old. She just fell in love with the taste of it. She would polish off bottles of wine and liquor and stuff because she just loved the taste of it. Well, that got her arrested for a DUI. She was going, what is it, 120 in a 45. She is not the same person when she is drunk. She is a hot mess. She makes poor life decisions. So she decided quitting drinking was the best thing for her. So she served 24 hours in jail and got 2 years probation. She's been sober for a year. Okay. Now, why would her cousin try to force a shot on her? Force her to relapse. Like, what the fuck? Even if this was producer driven, this is fucked up. And I'm really happy that MJ poured it out. But just the fact that her cousin was shoving it in her face, I don't give a shit that the producers told her to do that. It's fucked up. Okay, you could say no to production and tell them no. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not shoving a shot in my cousin's face who's been sober for a year. Okay, so anyway, that pissed me off. So, cheers with milkshakes made me happy. Okay, cheers, happy birthday, MJ. And now, she's going off to Utah, right? And the last time she went to Utah when her mother was diagnosed with cancer, she got drunk and made a really bad life decision and had sex with her ex husband. Now, Willie was in the shoe for a while, and when she wasn't able to talk to him in the shoe, the hole, whatever you want to call it, she was really missing him. So once he was out of the hole, she decided to start recording their conversation. So in case they ever got thrown back in the hole, she would have the conversations to listen to, I guess. I don't know. So she played the recording of when she told him that she slept with her ex-husband, and he wasn't happy. I mean, he wasn't like raging crazy like she made him sound like he was going to be, but he wasn't happy, as I don't blame him. And like he said, what's the most fucked up thing? Even if I had the most beautiful woman in front of me, I wouldn't poke her because I love you. So, I feel him. He was hurt. He was mad, but MJ's going to Utah again to check in with her mom, and her cousin thinks that she's full of shit. Her cousin thinks that she is going to go right back to her ex-husband and make the same bad life decisions. MJ says for her part that she has no intention of going back to her ex-husband. She has no intention of seeing him, breathing the same air, but she hasn't had sex in a year, so who the fuck knows? Wow. Okay, so Willie, this is what he was arrested for back in 2020. Utah fugitive in stolen BMW throws guns, drugs out window in long, slow speed chase. A Utah man is facing 4 felony charges after police say he led them on a slow speed, not high speed, guys, slow speed chase throughout the Salt Lake Valley early Saturday morning. According to the Unified Police Department, at approximately 12:30 a.m. near 4800 South Aaron Lane in Taylorsville, officers noticed a stolen black BMW X3 that was on their hot sheet of known stolen vehicles. The vehicle was driven by 32-year-old Willie Deem, and I know I'm going to torture his last name, Tumahu- Tumahulia. There was also a female passenger inside. Police also say the area is a place where they often find stolen vehicles. Police turned on their lights and sirens, attempting to pull over Willie, but he fled. The chase went on throughout the valley, police say, but the chase remained at slow speeds, roughly 40 miles per hour. That's because police were able to spike multiple tires, but Willie kept on fleeing. I'm not even going to attempt to torture his last name, so I'm just going to keep calling him Willie. During the chase, Willie tossed a backpack out of the window. Inside was a Glock handgun with multiple magazines and ammunition, ammunition, as well as numerous baggies of methamphetamine, packaging material, and a scale, all consistent with drug distribution, police say. Eventually, near 900 South and 1500 West in Salt Lake City, Willie pulled over and fled on foot, but was tracked down by a canine unit. Willie was a fugitive from his probation with adult probation and parole for weapons possession. Willie is a Category 1 restricted person and is not allowed to possess any firearms. The female passenger was detained but not booked or charged. Willie faces the following felonies: receive or transfer of a stolen vehicle, a second degree felony; possession with intention to distribute, a second degree felony; failure to stop at the command of police, a third degree felony; possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person, a second degree felony. So, yeah, Willie racked up the felonies with that arrest. So moving on, we have Savannah and Bradley. Savannah is still trying to convince Bradley to pay for her BBL. Okay, even though the dude has been in prison for the past 3 years, doesn't have any money, doesn't have any credit, she's still trying to convince him to pay for this BBL. Then the nut job comes out in a wedding dress. And she's like, how do you like this? And he's like, please take that off. Like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? He says that he and Savannah are definitely not on the same page when it comes to marriage. She loves talking about that marriage shit. They're not even officially engaged, okay? But she loves talking about marriage while Bradley avoids the subject like the fucking plague, okay? And honestly, I don't blame him. So, Savannah tells Bradley that she is going to meet up with his sister, Alyssa. Bradley's like, listen, Alyssa's nothing but trouble. You know, I don't want to have anything to do with her. That's on you. And she's like, well, I feel like I have to meet up with her because I'm trying to set boundaries and I want to communicate with her and blah blah blah. So apparently Savannah and Bradley's sister Alyssa were really, really good friends. Then they had a fight, and Alyssa put hands on her, and that's when Bradley was like, no, that's it. Fuck you, bitch. But Alyssa has been there for Savannah at really, really low points in her life. So she wants to meet up with her and she wants to talk to her and, maybe be able to work things out and set up boundaries. And Bradley's like, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing. When I come home, if she's there, I'm out. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. Now, I would like to ask for myself, when you're trying to make amends with your friend, why would you think about taking them furniture shopping? Take them out to a nice lunch. I mean, go to a coffee shop. You want to have a deep, serious conversation with your friend. Maybe try to make some amends, set up some boundaries, figure out where you're moving on with your friendship. No, they're in the fucking furniture shop, okay? So, basically, Savannah tries to tell Alyssa that she's going to set up boundaries. Okay? Like, it hurts her deeply, but she's going to have to set up boundaries in their friendship. She never really actually said what these boundaries are, but I'm assuming not hanging out with her, not talking to her as much, because apparently Bradley doesn't want to have anything to do with her. And Alyssa's like, do you realize that I'm the only one that supports this relationship? That if you um if they alienate me, that no one in the family is going to support this. You're not going to have holidays with the family. Okay? My sister said fuck you. She's never stepping a foot in this house because you asked Bradley who does he love more, you or our grandmother. And I was like, what? Hold up, wait a minute. So according to Alyssa, she said that basically Savannah told her whole family, including her parents, that Bradley didn't want to talk to them anymore, which made no sense to her and honestly made no sense to me either because she does have a point. If you're in jail and you're isolated from your friends and family, why would you not want to talk to them? It was just kind of like out of the blue that he was like cutting everybody off, and the only person he wanted to communicate with was Savannah. Alyssa sees it as some type of control play by Savannah. So, so she says that Bradley has told her and her family that he has no intention of being with Savannah when he gets out. He's just using her for finances now, and that's it. And this is the face that you make when production probably tells you what Alyssa said, because she was like, well, if that's true, then I'm not going to be with Bradley and whatever. Delusional. And like I said, the chicks on this season, all of them are fucking delulu. Delulu to like the third level. Okay. So remember when Savannah said that she had a rough past herself and she suffered with drug addiction. Well, I found her mugshot from when she was arrested. Okay, she was arrested in um 2022 on August 15th, 2022 at 3:52 a.m. I'm in my 15th dream at 3:52 a.m. Petty larceny, less than $200, not from a person. So I don't know. Maybe it was some petty shoplifting. I don't know. So there's a mugshot from her arrest. Savannah and Bradley have been enjoying the snow, enjoying the holidays, and Bradley had posted this picture about a week ago. I'm not sure if this is his other sister, and it looks like they filmed again, maybe for Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup. I don't know. We shall see. So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching me. Please make sure that you're subscribed. YouTube has been playing games and randomly unsubscribing subscribers from my channel. They just do this like in general. It's not only me. Um, like other YouTube channels have the same problem. So I just want to say, please double check that you're subscribed. Please recommend me to all your friends to be subscribed. Share my video, like it, comment on it, and please consider joining my membership. Thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. See you next time. Bye.